know what it is. We got a monumental moment right now. We got the Staten Island. You from Staten Island too? Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
We got the Staten Island takeover. Wow, legendary too. Up in the BX, you already know. Whoa.
All day.
Staten Island, we got Pop the Brown Hornet, King Just,
Yeah.
Haas G from UMC's. Oh wow, this is crazy. All. So what y'all been up to, fellas? Like, I know y'all got the new album out and all that. How's you been producing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know how they know me? They know me by Fantom now. You know what I mean? But
okay.
I'm still Haas G.
Yeah, well, I was like,
Phantom
okay.
Of the Beast right there.
Phantom of the Beat.
Oh, what? How's you making all those?
Oh yeah, I'm Phantom of the Beat.
Okay.
All day.
Okay.
All day. I supply you with them hits.
That's what's up. See, I got the new joint from hood to hood.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? New album. You know what I mean?
Best of both hoods, the Emperor and the King.
Best of both hoods, yeah.
All right, my bad. Best of both hoods, Emperor and the King, available now on chambermusic.com. You know, displaying right here the King, myself, the Emperor. Best of both hoods, Stapleton, Park Hill, parts of Staten Island that we grew up. We helped
History.
create,
Build this.
we
Create
helped, we
this.
helped create the sidewalk that a lot of cats walked on, ran on, and all of that. You
That's
know
what's
what I
up.
mean?
That's what's up.
Officially that.
What's the history on Stan? Because, like, I'm going to be real with you. Whoever's not from Stan, they probably thought all y'all from the same block.
Be real.
Like, you know what I'm
Be
saying?
real.
Like,
Be
no,
real.
like, seriously, because you said one of y'all from Stapleton, one of y'all from Park Hill. Yeah. See, we wouldn't know that. Like, we would think, like, it was all one big woo block. Everybody knew each other. It was just, like, everybody rapping. Because, I mean, it was a lot of, like a lot
listen,
coming from, you know what I mean?
We both going to speak on it, but to in a sense, it was. So the division's not wrong, but just like you got, and it's not one big block, it could lead that way because Tar G, where Park Hill is, runs down the Broad Street where Stapleton is. So it can connect like that, but there's a lot of blocks in between, and there's a lot of different crews. So even though we may have known of each other, some are different age groups, some hung with different whatever people, whatever, you had to get in where you fit in. So when the Wu era came about, really through the 10304 zip code, because that's Stapleton and Park Hill, and we close to where we used to fight, you know, whatever it was, that was our competition. Stapleton and Park Hill was rivals. So whether it was MCing, whether it was fighting, whether it's whatever it was, but MC didn't play the part of it. So when Staten Island grew to the magnitude to where a certain group got on, they looked at it as that was the only voice for the whole Staten Island.
Yeah.
There's plenty of different voices.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So it's not one block, but it's several. And it's different projects. It's like he's from Park Hill, Stapleton, but there's other areas from Staten Island that haven't even told their story because the whole universe been stuck on the Wu-Tang story. Like, that's the only voice. So that's like going somewhere and Saddam Hussein was the only voice, so they brought him down. Then there was several voices. Not to be like that, but just to give you an analogy on how Staten Island is. There's different voices that represent Staten Island, but you guys never heard of it because y'all was stuck on one sound.
One thing about Staten too, my fault. Like, you wanted to say something? Nah, because you know, like y'all really be like on y'all like educate, like knowledge rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that like a movement when y'all was doing y'all thing?
We all came up God body. We all came up
okay,
with knowledge of self.
okay.
A lot of us came up with knowledge of self. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that was one of the practices out there. You know what I mean? I'm not saying everybody participated in it, but even though, you know, it was just it was a known fact that, yo, what's today's math, son? You know what I'm saying? Like, so we came up like that. And we was always thirsting for knowledge. You know, we was always looking for that.
Some knowledge. I mean, it was like knowledge coming from, you know, that Wu era.
Well, it's you know, what goes on in front of you. So if you're able to paint a picture, different individuals could paint a picture or put you, you know, there's a lot of MCs like that. But like you said, coming from Staten Island, if you have the 5 boroughs, to me, Staten Island is the slowest one. So maybe individuals might pay attention more. Like, we was the last ones to get on.
But so, y'all made us, I mean,
so when we had the chance,
it was a stomp in the ground, though.
Right,
like,
because
you know
when we grew up to the golden era where it was whatever the BDPs, the Rakims, the Slick Ricks, they would say we wanted to get on. So at the time, we had to. It's like the last brother. All the kids come across, but the last brother absorbs everything that came before it. Then when you attack, is with a little bit more substance because we knew we didn't have any time to play around. Heavy D's and all of that, they was already on. You ain't hear nobody say Staten Island. So when the Wu came out and it had 200 people rolling with them at the time because it was a movement.
Yo,
you feel me? It was like a tidal wave.
Like seriously, like
so, and everybody was It was that was the 10304 zip code.
Yeah.
There was other individuals too.
Okay,
you feel me? There was other parts of Staten Island that, of course, caught the initial wave. You feel me? Was that zip code because that's what represented the Wu. The Wu had its start.
Park Hill and Stapleton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Best of both hoods. So we call that. He's from Park Hill, I'm from Stapleton. We say we're the best of both hoods. We've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
The Emperor and the King is like we more look to be diverse in hip hop. We don't want to be. You could put your finger on what we do. We want to be very diverse. I don't want you to be like I want you to be like, oh, Sam, they made that. Like I don't know if you give the album a listen. There's a lot of different feels and vibes and dips that you get from the album. It's not just like.
One sound,
party.
Through the whole shit, you like, all right.
We give you substance. We give you a little something for the women. We give you something for your mom. You know, just all around, overall everything. You know, this is what we do.
Okay.
But that's the area I come from anyway. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I come from an era of lyrical MCs and substance. So
we be doing it a crime not to do it.
Right. You know what I mean?
Hip hop, that is. You know what I mean? The real true essence of hip hop, how it formulated, what it's supposed to represent. You don't got to chase the dollars. Be true to who you are. Maybe the dollars will chase you. So we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We here to give it the way it was given to us. Like I just mentioned, the dudes who we looked up at TV. So I'm not going to get on with a subpar type of flow or attitude to take on hip hop or be a part of it and be half-assed.
Yeah, because I had some shit too.
Yo, King Josh, you was one of the first artists to come out besides like the Wu-Tang brand. Outside of the Wu-Tang brand, like Shaheem was like a soloist, and then it was maybe you.
Yes, sir.
After that, it kind of skipped everybody else and went to like Killer Army and stuff like that. So how did you get your chance to come out as an MC and as a soloist?
Well, again, Staten Island being the way we were. Yes, the Wu came out first. They came out, they dropped Protect Your Neck. Right behind that was Shaheem. Which was On and On. And again, Brown Hornet and the whole Stapleton, as far as that whole Gladiator, they had something to do with that. And then, it was my turn, you know what I'm saying, to put forth my music, which was the Warriors Drum done by R&S.
And don't forget the UMCs was out around the same time.
I was gonna say, let's take it back. I want to take it back on all y'all moments. Like,
so before you,
I want to know who was.
I'm just saying.
Before MCs was out before Wu-Tang.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like,
exactly.
How was Staten Island when y'all was doing y'all thing type shit? Like,
you know, man, I was Staten Island.
It was crazy. Not to cut Just off. Let Just finish his passage right now. Then I'll take y'all back real quick.
At the end of the day, you know, it was just my turn. It was my turn to burn, and you know, I made sure I try to put on for my city and let them know that, you know, the way that we do hip hop is different from everyone else. Like he said, we had time to soak in everything from whether it be the Bronx, whether it be Manhattan, Queens, you know what I'm saying? And everyone shouted, you know, everyone was getting shouted out but us. So we had so much, you know, built up energy and raps and music that when it was our turn, we showed out.
The Forgotten Rock was like, oh, y'all ain't even looking over here. So you know what? It's like they ain't know the nuclear bomb was coming when they dropped that. It was just like you keep that, and that's how Staten Island feels as far as the hip hop game is concerned. Like when we was doing it was selective few that would really stand out. That's why that's why we classic in what we do, because now what you've created is like a toilet bowl being backed up. And every borough always gets to eat. All right, we'll have Jay-Z. All right, we'll let this one eat. All right, now it's time for Queens. We'll let 50 eat. We'll let you eat. All right, well, over here, Bronx. All right, Fat Joe, you back. You know what I mean? And KRS always rocks. He never stopping his show. Staten Island, you think Wu-Tang and that's it. Nah. There's a flood. It's the toilet's backed up. Now, when we did it, it was classic because it was a very chosen few. Now, Grandma Ramen, My little son, right? Little Nicky. Everybody's a rapper now in Staten Island. So now it's back up to now. The voice that wanted to be heard when you just let Wu in, it done got that much stronger because you only let one voice in, and they slammed the door. So there's a lot of voices like himself. We still had eons of hits to express our feelings, but but the way the radio was set up back then, you could buy your slot, and if I buy mine, I'm buying you out. I don't even play that. Hey, your homie here, hold that.
And not to cut him off, it wasn't no YouTube, it wasn't no internet, it wasn't none of that. It was
hard.
Like,
you had to really go hard.
You had to earn your stripes to get on the game.
So if you was to get on the ship, if you was able to get on the ship, you was very fortunate. Now the game's changed. Like he said, you can promote yourself. So even though like I look at the game is like this, you never know when your blessing come. Definitely. So the foundation is already laid. Brothers like this, a venue to open up the eyes to people that might have known, didn't know. I heard of you. Why this, that, and the third happened? Now brothers are still doing their craft. Yes, sir. It only takes one shot. It only takes one joint. Bang. Before you know it, now y'all listening when y'all wasn't paying attention. But, you know?
Yeah, but before that, like he was saying with my man Fantom, before the Wu even dropped,
you had the UMCs.
You had the UMCs. Talk about it.
My whole experience was like basically I wasn't born in Staten Island. I'm from Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
But when I got to Staten Island, I was 14, 13 years old, going to junior high school, and
so
raised
like
up
your real years is actually in Staten.
But that's where I got my claim to fame because that's when I became an artist from Staten Island. You know what I mean? So I don't really think Staten Island. They didn't really embrace me like that because I ain't grew up with none of them dudes out there. They ain't know me like that. I had to, you know what I mean? I had to play the playground and.
But that's like me moving to the sandbox. That's like me coming from Staten Island moving to Brooklyn. They gonna fill me out. I don't give a fuck. All up in the Bronx, we ain't just gonna be like, yo, here's everywhere. That's wherever you go. But it's good
that sandbox and
it's good that he observed that coming from Staten Island because you be like, Staten Island, it's about to be Candyland out there. I'm about to take over. It don't be like
we played in that sandbox, and you know what I mean. I did my due diligence, and then that's how I started hooking up with everybody, and that's where I learned to really really make beats. My man R&S, you know what I mean. That's where the whole pop. Brown Hornet, we all sitting up in the crib. I'm learning, I'm catching, gems. And then I decided like, I got to go do this right now. You know what I'm saying? So I knew a lot of people in the city. I used to hang out back and forth, run around, dancing in videos, choreographing people, you know what I mean, for their videos and all of that. And it was just that moment where we just said, it's time to do this music. You know what I mean? They're my foundation, basically. If you listen to my album, I said Wu-Tang before Wu-Tang even came out because that was where this is what we had going on already in Stapleton. You know what I mean? And,
talk about it.
And a lot of heads
look it up.
They don't understand. So it was a group, but at the same time, it was a way of being.
Lifestyle.
He just hit it right. I ain't even. This wasn't scripted.
But the UMCs was a new way of being.
UMC was a new way of being.
Not to say it connects, but everything has a start. And this is what people feel real.
That's what it was all about.
So the movement, how music was.
That whole feeling.
Pre-Wu or pre-UMCs and all of that. Like, we grew up off the Force MDs. Certain ones was fortunate to really see the Force MDs perform in the park and all of that. You know what I mean?
We watched it.
When they was battling dudes from up everywhere. That's how they got a record deal. Like the Force MDs is the first one to really rap and hip hop on an album coming from Staten Island.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So when they would perform, that was our superstars. Like, you know what? We're going to get on.
Dr. Rock. They was the ones doing it.
So there's a lot of musicians, like half the Wu-Tang has the same story. They came to Shaolin Land. They came to Staten Island from other parts of New York and happened to perfect their craft in music on Staten Island. So you have to look at it more of it's a Staten Island thing that, like, you could have came out there, got with the right dudes and been like, yo, I want to make a beat. Like you DJing, all right. Now we got you up in the goddamn homie just came from Queens, man. Throw him up in there. He got that boogie down sound. Like, get him on them turntables. See if we could create something. That's how Staten Island. So it could have been the right person would have got on from Staten Island. Would have been like Atlanta, like when Jermaine Dupri got on. He wanted to touch everything. You know what I mean? Anything that came out had that Atlanta sound. That's how they took over. That's why people run down there now to get on. Yeah. That's Staten Island.
That's exactly what Staten Island.
From the UM. Now look what you said. From the UMCs to Wu-Tang to King Just to Shaheem to myself to numerous others. We still got Mac Wild right out of Stapleton.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Still got artists really.
He on what's that shit?
Yeah,
that show.
Shots Fired.
Shots Fired.
Right.
And what's that thing on VH1 though?
The
breaks.
The
breaks. That's a good one too.
I mean, that's something that we saw grow up. Like we was the older G's when he was still running around. You know what I'm saying? So we watching. Like, we got talent out there.
That's a question I want to ask. How do you feel about now? Like they're starting to recognize that era y'all lived in and it's now being portrayed in today's world.
It's 360, baby. It's supposed to be like that. You know what I mean? It's supposed to. That's what evolving does. That's the 360. Again. Like you said, mathematics. You don't want it to stop at 180. We damn sure New York don't want it. I wanted to make it 360 so the real voices, them MCs and everything y'all emulate, and we hear it from the horse's mouth. Y'all really want to know a Staten Island story. Besides a Wu-Tang, it had to be more than dinosaurs. Like it had to be more than just Wu-Tang on Staten Island. That's why we here. Like you feel me?
What Wu-Tang mean?
And that's the problem with today's hip hop. I think
what Wu-Tang mean?
My version. This is the Brown Hornet. Wu-Tang. We united to achieve new goals.
Damn.
Now, why it means that the best of both hoods, Stapleton, Park Hill, 10304. We used to be rivals. You know what I mean? Yes, that's why when Wu-Tang came, we united to achieve more new goals. It was for brothers that was all living the life. We all. No different than Method Man, no different than we lived in that era, that life. You feel me? It's just certain brothers was able to get a pass into the VIP while others wasn't. So, but to connect us because we was living the fast life and the crack life, there's more than just like everybody got, you know what I mean? Those stories from that era when Wu got on, it was other people doing the same thing. That's just the voice that you heard, so it represented Staten Island. But once again, we united to achieve new goals because Stapleton, Park Hill, the 10304, they merged. That's why Ghostface is from Stapleton. You know what I mean?
Memphis from Park Hill.
Park Hill.
From Park Hill, and that's what it was. The togetherness of one project and another coming together.
So when the brother right here, part of the UMC, said he heard Wu-Tang through Stapleton where it originated. But once brothers got a wind of what they ran with a concept, you know what I mean. But it's like when you plant a seed, the roots, the King Justice of the world, the Brown Hornets, we the roots of Staten Island. We've been there. We ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? But you know it grows into a tree.
Real shit. Let's take it back real quick though. So King Just,
talk
right?
to me.
When that Warriors drum came out, right? Did you already know it was gonna make an impact? And I mean, because that's like a classic, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. They be like, "Yo, what was you thinking?" Or how you? Real talk, like I make every song to be that one. You know what I'm saying? So technically, no. To answer your question, no, I didn't sit there saying, "Yeah, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the one." I write every song and I say they're gonna be the one.
Okay.
It just so happened to be that
it was like a out the gate, like. Wow, like
yeah, but you know, and I'm glad that I was able to contribute that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of dudes to this day, you know, whether they say, you know, one hit wonder, whatever the case may be,
it don't even matter.
I say that to say that again, to have a classic record and still be able to play it in 2017 and it still rocks.
Yeah, niggas,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
Dudes they can't even accomplish that.
Yeah, word. Like,
you know
that's
saying?
crazy.
And for me, I don't really brag, you know what I'm saying? You know, I did what I did. Like, I've done songs with Big. I've done songs with Escape, Chubb Rock, Nine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done things. Jermaine offered me $250,000 at one point in time, and my team turned it down because we was in them streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like to brag about it, but it was just to say, like, you know, we put that work in, and you know what I'm saying? And we knew that eventually, and we was to put that money into ourselves, it would work out. But, you know, again, like he said, at that time in the game, you know, people was able to buy slot times. People was able to buy other labels and tell them, look, shut them down. There was a lot of dirty things going on. And for me, the game left a sour taste in my mouth, not because I couldn't put out music or I wasn't talented or anything like that. It was just that it was almost like I had to, like, say if I wanted to get on and I wanted to put other rappers on, I had to rob those brothers in order for me to get on.
Damn.
How does that work? You know what I'm saying? And not to talk about no one's situation, but you see how you got Birdman who make millions, Wayne who makes millions, and yet they're still arguing over millions.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So how does that work? Because obviously somehow, some way, somebody got to get robbed in order for you for that person to get on. Like when I came out with the Warriors drum, you know what I'm saying? I was making my company over $1 million.
Yeah,
we were going places, and our label wasn't even putting not Black Fist as far as the independent label that I was on, but the distribution label that I was, which was Select Records. Fuck y'all, by the way. You know what I'm saying? It was like they didn't even put our music in the stores that we were doing in stores at. Things of that nature. I sold with the Warriors drum. I sold 150,000 units alone in Anchorage, Alaska. Yet I never went out there to do a show. So something wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't right. And the business for me is like, you know, I understand the game. Like, yeah, you gotta have talent, you gotta have rhymes, but shit, it's 95% business.
Yeah, damn.
You know what I'm saying? The other 5% is what it is.
Yeah, what you're doing, yeah.
Right. So, you know, and it's not even sometimes talent, not you know, because sometimes dudes don't even be talented, and it just be their swag or their story that they're able to sell.
Which is what's today's game now.
Right. You understand what I'm saying? Whoever got the biggest bag, whoever's pulling up in the flyers, whatever, and shit, nigga, we did that in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you ain't doing nothing that we ain't already do. Like, where's it taking our people? That's one thing that I like you said, like as far as the knowledge, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing I'm big on, because at the end of the day, our people is lost. We don't own nothing. You know what I'm saying? And here
We was just talking about that.
Here it is. You know what I'm saying? We struggle for the crumbs that they throw at us, but here, you know, we don't own anything. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But you know, I'm in the struggle to open up the eyes of my people and let them know that, you know, real hip hop is back, and me and my man,
That's what we need.
Brown Hornet, you know, we
word,
on it, we doing our
word.
thing, yeah.
Pop. Say it
Bring
back
the
with
king.
you. Say it back with you. When you first heard that Black on Black crime beat, what was going through the brain?
I wanted that beat.
That beat, I ain't gonna lie.
It didn't go through my brain, but RNS who produced that, as well as like RNS is like the legendary. He did Warriors drum.
Yeah,
he did
yeah.
Shine.
He did Shaheen.
He did
Damn,
Shine.
we need to call RNS the fuck up.
RNS is on Molly Moore. He's on Molly Moore for Staten Island.
Okay.
I was about to say, if correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are being just a tad bit older than me. Wasn't he the one that helped RZA get his beats in order?
Well, like I said, that's why
That
you
melodic sound.
That's why you say when you listen, you could. This is what you could do. You could do your homework, right? Staten Island has a sound. What's so crazy about the UMCs is RNS helped this brother manifest that. Him and Kim, the UMCs has a whole different sound. You know what I mean? UMCs is really a UMC sound, all contributed, but he's a creative artist. He always probably knew what he wanted to do once he was enlightened to it. So it has a, you know what I mean? But once again, like I said, all's involved. It shows diversity of what. But then when you get to the Shaheems, not maybe the on and ons, but you get inside the albums. You get a Brown Hornet album. You get certain albums that are from Staten Island that has a certain sound. So even though, like I said, y'all were able to hear one sound, the Flood, it was coming from an individual who created the sound underground on Staten Island. When you say the slums of Shaolin, like when you say that, in the belly of that, where he was from, there's individuals in that lab making, you know what I mean? So it's a sound that brothers heard that made it universal, but just You wasn't the creator of it. It's like a lot of dudes probably do moves in the NBA that they seen some kid on the park. Oh, that shit was fine. Yo, I'm gonna do that in the game. Then he be like, oh shit, did you see the crossover? Yo, I haven't seen. But he probably seen that somewhere where he was growing up. As long as you're the one that bring it to the light, you'll get the credit for it. That's what America's all about. Like, he discovered light, but they say Con Anderson. That's why I was, it's the same thing. But it was already in existence. So, and we're part of that history. Like I said, we the roots of it because we have legends of Staten Island, classic hip-hop, part of hip-hop history, Touch.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, he's a Jermaine, the RNS is like the Jermaine Dupri of, say, because he even, like I said, he had a very high influence on the Wu-Tang Clan and what they've done and what Riz has done. Very influential in
That's real shit.
helping them.
I give you one better. Wu, before Wu came out, and I love Wu to death, but we just came off tour and we just dropped them the whole Stacks collection from EMI. That's where all those beats came from. So we had the whole Stacks collection, and we came off tour, and we dropped that on the Island, and that was it. They ran with all them beats. Crazy.
All that cream.
Everything is in that whole Stacks collection.
Can it be so simple?
Everything is in the whole. All the records is in that whole Stacks collection.
Wow. So let's take it back to you though.
Where you can hear these stories from?
UMC, man. UMC Blue Cheese, man. When that thing took off, man, because it was like a different lane. Like it was like, who are these two dudes? The video was crazy. What did you have? Slimer in there, some shit like that?
That was the Cheerios commercial Monster. I don't know if y'all remember from like it was probably like the early '80s or whatever. That was the O's, the Cheerios Monster. So we just painted it up. The producers of the video and all of that. So
that was like a breakout song. You know what I mean, for you guys, like.
It was.
Was that before Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
So
Blue Cheese was before Ghostbusters. I was a youngin' at the time.
No.
Blue Cheese wasn't before.
I was about to be like, hold on. Like,
I was about to say, where they got Slimer from then.
No, the Monster. That wasn't Slimer. That was the Cheerios commercial.
Okay, all right.
That was that Monster. But when we came out with Blue Cheese, it was just a matter of, like I said, originally I'm from Brooklyn. I moved to Staten Island, and in transition, that's where I started picking up on how to do my music, how to love music, get my slang, and all of that.
Nah, so you didn't. No, you said so UMC. So the Blue Cheese, he probably artistically, just like you asked me, black on black, did I know it was gonna do XYZ? Nah, because we were pathfinders for Staten Island. What we done creatively in our own lane, we was throwing out there, and like he probably said to himself, I'm gonna kill him. But to yourself, like, yeah, I'm gonna get him. This is. Whenever an artist or an MC probably does that, it's like, yeah, this is the one. Like he said, every time he writes, this is the one. So we go attacking it. We know that however the people perceive it, that's something different. So to be able to,
like, moments in the game, hip hop.
Right. So like you said, to make a classic joint, to be able to say, nah, I didn't know it was going to do it, but it went and it did it. It only lets me know, like, I could do. You know how it go. I did it once. I could do it again. Yeah. So that's what keeps the hunger there.
I knew I was going to do it. I ain't even going to lie.
I knew Blue Cheese was going.
No, I knew. Okay. I knew that was going to be it because see, the difference is, unlike these brothers, I'm a producer as well as an artist. So sometimes when you're in a different kind of frame of mind, you know what I mean? As a producer, I know this is what I'm going to make happen. You know what I mean? As an artist, I'm saying, damn, I hope this might be the one. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that, neither side. But me, I didn't even realize I was a producer. But I knew that's what it was because I said, oh, word. So De La Soul just came out with Plug Tuning. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to do a record called Blue Cheese. How about that? And guess what? It's going to hit just like Plug Tuning. And that's where I was with it. And it's just a matter of, like we love this. This is what we do. You know what I mean? We're very creative about what we do. And, our ideas, like Pop was saying, is not always accepted by everybody. And you don't know who is going to be accepted by you or not. But you know what? You're just going to take your best shot and do what you do and do what you feel. because that's what's within your heart. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Now, just to touch real quick before you know what I mean? Each individual, probably before we even turned and got heard on the radio, I had numerous hits in the hood. Like we used to
I forgot about those.
We used to just do joints and throw it to the hood and let it rock in the hood. So we had hood classics, tapes that you throw out there, songs I didn't even touch. Like I wanted to do a different song. When I did Black on Black, I had a song that Don't Make You a Man, son, that I was like, let me create one, because I just wanted to keep that. Like at the time, it was like, I don't want to fumble with that. Like you said, not knowing if you're gonna so just in case you do miss, I'm gonna give you. So I didn't even know Black on Black was really gonna turn that, because the follow up I really had was gonna be something crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like I wanted to set them up, because like I felt like, all right, you fought for the Black on Black, which was a more universal. Like we was talking, it wasn't like I was from Staten Island. I said
that instant.
yeah, so it was like Black on Black promise felt around the globe, Blood Diamond, whatever it is. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not in your neighborhood.
That shit still put me in a trance to this
Oh,
day.
that did the beginning.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
yo, but fellas, man, we just want to let y'all know, thank you for coming through. We appreciate y'all.
Boogie
Legendary,
down, BBA
you already know.
Radio.
Album out.
Thank you.
Yes,
Best of both hoods.
Go
You
get it
dig?
right
The
now,
Emperor and the
Go
King.
get that.
Chambermusic.com.
Produced by the
if you wanna get it.
Bull. You dig?
You
That's
little
right.
gems
Phantom
today,
Phantom
man.
just,
Beats on there.
guess
keep-
what? We get
it
ready
keep-
to do a new joint.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Keep your ears.
We get ready to do a new
Exclusive
joint.
New joint. Phantom
Haas
of
is
the
going to
Beats.
produce the next another joint we got coming out.
Okay,
Y'all gonna
okay,
appreciate
okay.
it. A few
It's
joints.
crazy, man. We on it though, man.
That's what's
Staten
up, that's
Island
what's up.
connection. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
And
Let everybody know where they
you
can
know
find
that
the music.
production. You know that production is still coming. That
Okay,
production
okay.
is still coming. You know what I mean? Y'all, the last banger. Y'all know me for. You know what I mean? I'm getting ready to come with like 10 of those right now. You know what I mean?
okay.
And that includes my men's Bomber. You know what I mean? And KJ. So it's like,
Yes, sir.
yo, let's just. Everybody out there, keep an eye out for us. You know what I mean?
Nice,
we're
nice.
destined.
Staten
we're the
Island.
veterans. We're
Classic hip hop.
Let everybody know where they can find y'all. Like Instagram,
Yo, you can go on Instagram.
social
You can find me
medias.
at Pop the Brown Bomber. Go on Facebook. Find me at Pop the Brown Hornet.
You find me at
Twitter.
FOTB,
Pop the Brown Hornet.
FOTB space Fantom, and that's Fantom with an F. Don't get it twisted.
Yes, sir. And King Just, you can just find me. Just Google me, nigga. Wherever. I'm all over the place. Facebook, Twitter, you know.
Yeah, right.
I'm everywhere, man. You already know, man. The Emperor and the King, best of both hoods. We respect y'all and we love y'all.
Love.
You already know, man. We appreciate y'all.
Space.
One more time for the legends, man. You already know, man. King Just, Pop the Brown
Thanks for the
Hornet,
love,
Haas
though. For
G,
real. BBA,
Phantom.
keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. BBA Radio
course,
out of the
of course,
BX
of course.
Bronx, where it all started.
Cheer.
Up in the
We
Bronx
out, we
where the
out,
people
we
are
out, we out,
fresh.
y'all.